Commander Jacob Elwyn had seen plenty of strange things during his years patrolling the fringe systems. Life as a scout for the Coalition exploration fleet was lonely and filled with risk, but it offered moments of wonder. Tonight, as his battered frigate drifted through the nebulous skies of the Zenda Expanse, he encountered something entirely unexpected. His proximity alarms blared, warning of a small unidentified craft in distress. It tumbled through the void, spinning erratically. Jacob sighed and adjusted course to intercept. Most times, salvage from such wrecks barely covered the energy spent to retrieve them, but he couldn't ignore a possible survivor. Docking procedures completed, he grabbed his blaster and helmet, stepping cautiously into the airlock. Inside the craft, a faint whimper drew his attention. It wasn't a human voice. Lying amidst the wreckage was a slender alien female, her pale violet skin glowing faintly under the emergency lights. Her large, expressive eyes flicked open, revealing a galaxy of shifting colors. She was clearly weak, her delicate frame trembling with exhaustion. Jacob knelt beside her and extended his hand. "It's okay," he said gently, unsure if she could understand. "I won't hurt you." Her gaze lingered on him for a moment. Then she muttered a single word in broken Galactic standard. "Hungry, ale, shared." Jacob brought her aboard his ship and laid her down in the infirmary. Her breathing was shallow, and her alien physiology made it difficult to assess her condition. All he could be sure of was her desperation. Rummaging through his supplies, he found a nutrient pack, heated it, and presented it to her. She sniffed the air, her shimmering eyes lighting up. Jacob helped her take a small bite, and she let out a soft, almost musical hum of relief. "What's your name?" he asked, watching her eat with careful deliberation. She paused, tilting her head. Lyra," she said softly, her voice melodious and curious. "Well, Lyra," Jacob said with a faint smile, "you're safe now." Lyra's recovery was rapid. Within hours, her energy returned, and she began to explore the ship with a childlike fascination. Jacob explained what he could, showing her the controls and basic technology. She responded with a mix of laughter and questions, her broken Galactic standard improving with each word. Days turned to weeks as they waited for a Coalition rescue. In that time, Jacob and Lyra grew close. She spoke of her homeworld, a planet devastated by raiders, and how she had escaped in her stolen craft. Jacob shared his own stories, tales of a quiet life before the Coalition drafted him into service. Despite their differences, a bond grew between them. Lyra's presence filled a void Jacob hadn't realized existed. Her laughter brightened the sterile corridors, and her curiosity reminded him of the joy in discovery. One evening, as they sat in the observation deck, watching a distant star collapse into a black hole, Lyra turned to him, her eyes shimmering with colors he couldn't name. "Jacob," she began hesitantly, "your people, do they love as mine do?" Jacob chuckled. "I think so." "Why do you ask?" Lyra hesitated before placing a delicate hand on his. "Because I think I love you." The words hung in the air, heavy and unexpected. Jacob's heart raced, but he didn't pull away. "Lyra," he said softly, "I didn't think this was possible, but I feel the same." When the Coalition finally arrived, Jacob and Lyra were inseparable. The crew looked at them with raised eyebrows, but Jacob didn't care. He put in for early retirement, opting to leave the fleet and settle on a remote frontier world. Together, they built a home on the green hills of Nara 3. Lyra adapted quickly to the planet, her natural affinity for its vibrant ecosystem making her a beloved figure among the locals. Jacob worked the land, often pausing to watch her sing to the native wildlife, her voice blending with the wind. One evening, as they sat by the fire under a sky full of stars, Lyra turned to Jacob with a mischievous smile. "Your people make families, yes?" Jacob laughed, pulling her closer. "Yes, we do." "Why?" "Because I want one," she said, her voice filled with both determination and hope. "With you." Jacob was silent for a moment, his heart full. Then he smiled. "Then let's make one," he said, kissing her gently. Years passed, and Jacob and Lyra's family grew. Their children inherited Lyra's iridescent skin and Jacob's tenacity, becoming living symbols of the union between two worlds. Together, they taught their children about love, resilience, and the beauty of embracing differences. Jacob often looked back on that fateful day when he fed a starving alien girl and smiled. It had been the start of an extraordinary journey, one that reshaped his life in ways he never imagined. For in the vastness of the galaxy, he had found not only a companion, but a reason to hope for the future.